I wanted to change composting so it had a bit of style. It wasn't bald old blokes out the back of the garden doing strange things. It was mainstream and you can sit on it. So we've had versions of this in the streets of Chippendale for the last 5 years, but this is the final one that I'm going to market with. There's still a few bits and pieces to iron out, but the main thing is all Australian materials, all Australian labour, and it's intended to keep local food waste in local communities and to stop people going and buying fertiliser. The main reason I'm driving this with all my energy and wits, all my friends like Planetary Health, is my goal this year is to end food waste in Chippendale, a small suburb near the central business district, and we've got about 300 to 400 kilos of food waste we're doing a week in the different versions of cool seats, and that's given me the confidence to think that I can end food waste with my community by the end of 2024. A cool seat gets food waste, turns it into compost, and you can harvest compost juice from it. The first thing about it is you can sit on it and not know you're sitting above a compost. It's got lots of aeration so it doesn't smell, but that means that the worms and the juices can spread outside the baskets in which the compost is taking place to the adjoining garden. So you get a seat that doesn't look like a compost, you get compost, and you get compost juice, plus you get a garden which can be pretty, can be attracting birds or bees and provide food. You and I eat here, plants eat down there out of sight. Out of sight is a wonderful Australian invention, just won an International Environmental Prize for design, called Water Ups, made out of recycled Australian plastic, and an Australian product that reduces water use in gardens by 80%. It's the preferred product for the botanic gardens, and they are using it in all their community garden work that they do across New South Wales. Because the water is stored down the base of the garden, there's no evaporation, there's no water loss when you're hosing the garden. It picks up the nutrients from the compost. There's a lot of juice. Good compost produces a lot of juice. So it mixes that compost juice, the fertiliser, free fertiliser, with the water, and the plants just flourish. The thing that has given me added energy is working with Planetary Health. You up here are in Katoomba. I am down in Chippendale. The reason I'm so glad to have installed the cool seat here is you do research, you do all sorts of community outreach programs with lots of really creative people. For me to have this sitting here so people can see, feel, touch and use it in this place that's a mixture of research, stroke community, stroke data, stroke empowering the community, is just a perfect springboard. The wonderful thing about doing this project is there are gardeners here. The manager, I don't know her title, Elizabeth Bastian, has picked out some really fundamental, simple improvements to the design, and that's great because we're doing another cool seat in 2 weeks with the Botanic Gardens at a project in Chippendale, and I'm hoping that they'll also add to the comments that Planetary Health will get. It's a wonderful thing when people work together to improve design. The first car, the first aeroplane, they had lots of things wrong with them. I'm rich, not in capital or money terms, but in the information and the contribution that the Planetary Health folk have given to the development of the cool seat.